Hey Zach,
Hey, Logan.
hey, I had Rupert the Bear and Winnie the Pooh over for a dinner party.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it was pretty nice, but they didn't eat anything. They were stuffed.
Oh, hey, it's Super Bro Super Show.
Dad jokes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Super Bro Super Show. I am Zach,
I'm Logan.
and we are the Super Bros. And
This is our super show.
yes,
I wanted to clarify that in case there was any confusion.
there is much confusion. We're going to start today with some redactions. I know last episode we may have said some things that we regretted. So, Logan, is there anything that you'd want to redact?
I do redact the lack of wizards in the last episode. I don't think we mentioned wizards once, and we might have mentioned wizards once, but I just felt like we didn't really give them the spotlight they needed. So I'm redacting that silence where wizards could have fit.
Okay, last episode now full of wizards. Okay, remember last time I said I didn't like Digimon?
Yeah,
I'm not redacting that.
good.
But I am gonna
Stand by
say
your words, man. Be a man.
But what I am gonna say is if I was a kid, I would like that show. But I'm not a kid.
That's good. Good. I think that needs clarified. I don't want to get hate mail saying, "Well, you would love it if you were 5 years old."
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Pokemon, but I know it's bad.
Shut your mouth. Or should I say, shut your meowth?
Okay.
Yep.
Moving on. I know
Know
a
what I'm
whole lot.
redacting next week?
Moving on. I know a whole lot happened this last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So,
And maybe
Logan, what have you been up to?
well, not too much actually. You did come over, and that was pretty cool.
Right, I came over to you.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. We got Chicago style pizza,
Mm-hmm.
to hopefully help you.
Yes, definitely.
There's nothing
You didn't take
better
me
than
out. You
Chicago.
didn't take me out to watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't. I didn't. That still needs to happen.
Yep.
I'm gonna
I think
go.
it's too late though, but
No, I'm gonna go visit you and take you out to see it.
it's got to be somewhere.
That's the plan. It's gotta be. It's gotta be somewhere. I know I left it around here. Yeah. Um. So other than that, I've just been playing Mass Effect quite a bit about the
Oh
trilogy.
yeah.
I made a space wizard because let's face it, wizards are the best class. So I'm a biotic only. And
Okay. How's that
this,
going for you?
well, once you get singularity, your life gets pretty dang easy.
Ain't that the truth?
You just pull everybody in and kind of let them float up and then just shoot them while they're slowly floating. And they hit the ground and have to get up again. And he's still basically my guy's a jerk wizard. He just makes you trip in slow motion and shoots you.
I haven't played as a wizard yet.
Dude, that's the class to go for.
I played as an infiltrator because my shepherd looked really creepy. Like he had the creeper stash and like the high cheekbones and the crazy skinny jaw.
So you used tech and guns.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And then I tried doing a good playthrough, but I kind of forgot about that.
Just halfway through, you forgot you were good.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'd rather kill people.
Well, no, I just forgot to finish it. It's like, oh wait, what happened to what's his name, Shepherd? Oh, he'll be fine. Grumpy Shepherd went all the way through though, so
Dude, it is so much fun being grumpy. I feel like a loose cannon. I
what
really do.
I didn't realize that there was a good bad meter when I first played it because I went into this blind as I could. And so instead of being like good or bad, my shepherd was like crazy bipolar. Like he'd
It's
be
like,
saying, "Hey, it's okay," and then he'd shove a dude out a window.
I named my guy, by the way, because I restarted. I named him Spiff after Spaceman Spiff.
Spiff.
Yeah,
Good
because I
job.
only use a pistol.
Good job.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to, watching the adventures of this like jerk space wizard.
Spiff Shepherd.
Old. What have you been up to?
I moved to Indianapolis.
That's just a little feat.
Yeah, well, it was like an hour away.
Took like a weekend.
Oh, it was the worst. Okay, first off, I'm never letting anyone in our family ever plan a move again. Because dad thought he could save some money by, instead of getting like a big van, um, he got like one of those 9 foot ones.
It took multiple trips.
Yeah, so we took 3 trips, and it was like a super humid day. It was, and it's like an hour and a half back and forth.
I
Took
like
it,
how
it took 3 trips.
I like how you worded it. Like I'm not gonna let anybody plan it. Like this is a heist that
Yeah,
went terribly wrong.
basically. Okay, for the A team, you guys can all fill in the A team stuff. I am the Hannibal. I don't care.
Please, that makes me the face probably.
Uh, yeah, you make a really good face, actually.
Yeah, I could probably get me stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Accept a job in the area. Please hire me if you're listening.
And everyone else can just be, I don't care.
Yeah,
They can be
Dad
the
will
guy
be
from the 5th season. Like, all of them can be that one guy from the 5th season.
Dad. Good. Dad can be Mr. T because he apparently loves driving vans. So,
Yes.
all right,
Done.
done. Cast. I'd watch that movie starring Liam Neeson as me.
Other than that, nothing happened.
Yeah, sounds like a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah. So,
What is?
with that all behind us, let's jump into the show for real.
Woo!
Wild West.
I just skidooed.
I
Blue
don't
can
want to
do
know
it.
what that is.
Blue can do it. So can I. All right. So last time you challenged me to write something, to do something on the theme of a Western.
Yes.
So I have created a game for you to play. In this game, first and foremost, you gotta talk like a cowboy.
Okay.
All right.
I
I'll
don't
let it.
know
I'll let
how
it
long
slide.
I can be keeping this up.
Well, okay. We'll call that a cowboy.
Okay.
So this game is called Your Argument is in Ballad. I could
Oh.
think, yep, I could think of nothing more Western than a Western ballad. So each of the following clues are a Western style ballads honoring a TV, literary, video game, or comic hero. And your task is to listen to the ballad and determine who the subject is.
I think I can do that, partner.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Are you? Whoever
We're
that
gonna be
wimpy
talking like
cowboy
this
was
now.
just spent like a night in the desert. Woke up a man.
When you go in the desert, you get stung by scorpions. Sometimes you gotta sit back and ask yourself, hey, why are all these scorpions in my bed? I should check before I get in. And that's the truth.
Darn tootin'.
Alright, so let's get on with this.
All right. So I wrote 10 of these. We'll see how many you keep in. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
It's like a Western SpongeBob.
I'm ready, y'all.
All right, here we go. A long time ago, he left his home, mad at his dad for leaving him alone. He ran to a cave of a wise old man and got a weapon that comes out of a can. With the help of a smuggler, his dog, and 2 metal men, he flew into the sunset, never to return again. That's the last we saw of him, but according to Margaret, he's a hero. Thank God he stayed on target.
Son, I'm gonna have to go and guess that it's the Ballad of Luke Skywalker.
You got it. You got it. 1 point.
1 point.
1 point. By the way, my favorite part of that is you can't see it, so I don't know why I put it in there, but instead of sunset, I wrote it suns set.
Okay. I'm writing down that I got 1 point because we're gonna forget.
All right. Speak for yourself. I wasn't going to keep track.
Okay.
I guarantee, by the way, I wrote this. These first ones should be pretty easy, but I guaranteed that you couldn't get them all. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Just a man and a gun in an unlawful town, with a hat just so all you could see was his frown. Not a cop, but worse, like soy is to dairy. They say his temper was incendiary. Gun in hand, he arrived at the block, left a trail of bodies, drug lords in shock. Yes, you'd better watch out, he's the worst you saw. You'd better obey. His word is law.
Hmm. There's a tough one, son. I got to say RoboCop
Oh,
or
no.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, there you go. Half a point.
Half a point.
Half a point.
How do you do half a point in tally?
Um,
I'm
just write, I don't know, just put a circle.
okay.
All right. You're aligned in a circle so far. Yeah. Incendiary was the key clue there.
Okay.
A man of legend, entirely alone, a man of fortune in his Gothic home, took it up upon himself to go outside the law, ever since he lost his ma and pa. With a British friend and a posse of boys, he hit the town, hardly making a noise, giving troublemakers an awful fright. Fighting with vengeance, he is the knight.
Like I wanted to say it was Dracula at first, but I'm gonna have to say Batman.
Pretty much the same person, Batman.
You said like Gothic home, and I was like, this better be Dracula. I'm like, Batman, fine, I can live with that.
In his Gothic home, this better be Dracula or I'm out. Okay, so from here on out, they kick it up a little bit. This is probably the last of the baby ones. You ready?
Okay, now I'm ready. I had to think about it.
Then you're in for a treat. He started off young, just 10 years old. Walked right out of school, I'm told. Kissed his mom goodbye, headed off on his own. Never again to return home.
I
Through
like
the
that.
field.
I like that you keep adding sound effects.
I have them written in. That one in parentheses says whip.
Whip. I thought you had like in parentheses.
I was going to, but I didn't know how to write that.
WHICK dash.
T.
Okay. CH.
Through field and sea and mountain and tree against
Oh
devastation.
wait, hold up. I forgot the first half.
Good gravy.
Sorry.
Here, you just need the second half anyway. Through field and sea and mountain and tree against devastation, ruining the nation with his yellow friend, he created a buzz, becoming the very best like no one ever was.
That partner, that right there is Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum is right.
That's
I wanted to start
another
that
point.
ballad. This is the one that inspired this because I wanted to write a ballad about somebody leaving home at 10. And then I realized I was just writing Pokemon.
Good.
All right, things get harder from here on out. You ready?
I am ready.
A dark white night of a quiet soul
Batman.
with fear. No, unfortunately not. A dark white night of a quiet soul with fear and trembling to make him whole. With hair real high, this man insists that truth is subjectivity, if it is to exist.
Oh, jeez, it's your
Like
philosophy.
Abraham sacrificing his son, disbelief for him was number one. For morality is good and all, but the wrath of God is the word of the law.
You're going into real people now.
This one is real,
I don't
but he's
know.
literary.
Oh.
It's Soren Kierkegaard. I wanted to make sure you couldn't get all the points.
Fine. 3.5 points.
I just wanted to make sure that, like, you know how, like, teachers write a test and they're like, they make sure there's, like, the bell curve, you know? I'm just making sure you don't break the curve. Like,
It's like
I want to feel good
they
about
have that one Jeopardy question that like someone chooses and no one hits the buzzer on. They just
Like,
sit
everyone
there for
just
5
sits-
seconds.
Everyone's just staring at it like, why'd you even put that up there, Alex? Yep. So, I promise it's the only one like that, but I had
Okay.
to.
Okay.
All right, here's your next ballad. He was a rough and a tumble kind of man with nothing to lose, seeking treasures when he can and climbing out of a broken caboose. He was, it just sounds funny. He was quick with a round or to follow an ancient clue he found, a man with a name to sully and an eye for traps, but not too manly to run away. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
What? Um. So I'm gonna have to request a hint of some kind.
Here, I'll read it again. He was a rough and tumble man with nothing to lose, seeking treasures where he can and climbing out of that caboose. He
Oh,
was
I
quick with
think
a
I think I
round
know
or to
now.
follow an ancient
Hey,
clue he found.
hey, I
Okay,
think I know.
that's just pretty proud. And we were
Mhm.
two lines away.
It was okay. You can keep going.
A man with a name to sully and an eye for traps, but not too manly to run away. Oh crap, oh crap, oh
Okay,
crap.
I think it's Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake is right. Yeah. With a name to sully was the golden line there. Huh?
Okay, yeah, I got it. The
Number
second time.
good, good. All right, number 7 here is probably the most important one. All right.
Okay.
He's bald, but he's bright, looking for a cage to rattle, looking for a fight from his apartment in Seattle. He means well, so if you're annoyed, understand with intellect glistening. It's not his fault, it's Freud's, but give him a break. At least he's listening.
Oh, that is Frasier.
That's Dr. Fraser Crane. Number 7 is Dr. Fraser Crane.
Does that get a half point? Since I
No,
didn't say his full name.
no, you get the point. I'm gonna give you Fraser.
This half point is kind of annoying me.
A little circle. Maybe put a little smiley face inside that circle.
Like I can't do. I
Like you
kind of
feel
put it
better.
right next to the first one, so I can't really. I wasn't really thinking when I was tallying.
You gotta account for the haves, man. They get you. On a house on a hill, late at night, a vigilante genius made an ungodly sight. Not a man, not a machine, but something in between. Whoosh. That's a tumbleweed, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was just the wind, but now that you say tumbleweed, I know it's. I
Yeah, you
see it.
hear it.
I see it.
Calculates faster than an abacus, with the strength of at least 10 of us. With grease-backed hair as flat as a mat, this man machine sure loves his cat.
What?
On a house on a hill, late at night, a
No, I
vigilante.
heard you. It's just
Okay,
I don't really.
yeah. When you said what, I didn't know like how to respond, so I just started reading again.
'Cause I was
It's like
like,
when the teacher
man,
calls on you
machine.
and they're like, you're like, "What's the answer?" You're like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times." No. What's the first paragraph mean? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Because I was thinking Frankenstein and then maybe Mega Man, but now I have no idea.
I have
With
no
the cat?
idea. Yeah. All right, you
Um,
ready? It
okay.
was Lieutenant Commander Data.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far. He got a
He
cat?
Yeah, he's had a cat for a while, and then in one of them he tries poetry and he writes like a sonnet to his cat.
What? I
I think
haven't gotten that far.
it's like a well-known thing. You don't hear him. You've never heard him do his poetry for his cat.
No.
You got to look that up. It's a classic.
Ah, jeez. Now I gotta watch more of that show.
All right, here we go. I
They
lied.
don't
I
have
only
tumbleweeds in space.
space. No one can hear you tumble. Here we go. Last one. I have 9, not 10 actually. So
Oh.
I know what
Okay.
else I'm redacting next week. Here we go. A hero born on the 4th of July, shooting stealth fighters out of the sky. A man among men, finding others their mates, and not above giving up his kidney on a first date. Sometimes a drunk hero, sometimes urban royalty, sometimes MIB, sometimes Western steampunky, but never a rapper. Well, sometimes. I mean, he tried. At least I liked it. It was pretty good. Anyway, I'd listen to it again.
I kind of knew. It's the best cowboy of them all, Will Smith.
Dang straight. Darn tootin'.
Final tally.
So how'd you do? How'd you do in the game? Your argument is in ballad.
We have 7.5
7.5.
out of
Ta-da.
whatever.
9.
Stupid Kierkegaard.
Freaking cute. I had to protect the curve, and I would be lying if I said that writing a ballad to Kierkegaard wasn't one of my dreams.
Well,
So you
scratch
got
that
what?
off your list.
7.5 out of 9.
Yep. What's that win me?
That wins you an 83 and 1/3%.
Oh.
You got a B.
Oh. I haven't gotten a B in forever.
Congratulations.
That's not because I only get good grades. This means I've been out of school for a while.
I get an A on everything I do. Eating lunch, driving to
In
work,
real life, you
listening
don't
to
get grades.
NPR.
You get either pass or dead. That's real life grading. Put that in your schools.
Oh man, he failed his final. How can you tell? He's just dead.
All right, and now we're moving on to our entertainment corner. This week,
Yay.
oh.
I feel cornered by entertainment.
So the game of this week is Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction for the
Yes.
PS2.
Was
Logan?
that PS2?
Yeah, for PS2.
Oh gosh, that takes me back. Was that the one that was on GameCube too?
Yeah, it was on like
Because that was
everything, I think.
I just remember there's one Hulk game that like GameCube was like, yeah, see, we got a Hulk game too.
Wait, seriously? That was like the only Hulk game.
Maybe
Like,
that's why.
until the movies. And then no one cared.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, Logan, have you ever wanted to play as the Hulk?
All day, every day.
And have you ever wanted to punch over buildings?
This keeps getting better.
Have you ever wanted to pick up people and then flick them in the face, but because you're the Hulk, they go flying across the room?
Is that really a thing you can
It's
do?
something you can do in this game.
That's beautiful.
So here's the breakdown. This game is a sandbox style game where you run around a map, you take missions, which are usually centered around ultimately destructing things.
I mean, it's in the title. I hope so.
Yeah. You can pick up objects and then weaponize them. So, like one thing you can do is you can pick up a car and then rip them in half and put them on your hands like boxing gloves.
Because the Hulk needs hand protection.
Or Hulk hands, if you will.
I want to be like people. Hulk have Hulk hand.
As you unleash ultimate destruction, you earn smash points, which aside from being weirdly named, lets you buy more moves. These range from stupid stuff that's usually not worth your time, like a Hulk backhand slap,
How could that not be worth your time?
to stuff that you should probably have from the beginning, like an air recovery move, the ability to deflect projectiles, and the ability to attack and pick things up while running.
That kind of a good scale there then. Can see why the backhand slap is looking
Yeah,
pretty useless.
well, there's like a football punt, which is funny, I guess, but
Okay, change my mind. I would have all the fun ones.
yeah, it's like I have to spend and like all the stuff that you probably need is like more expensive than the stupid stuff.
So of course you splurge and buy the.
So you're like torn. You want the stupid stuff that's useless most of the time, but you need the stuff that you
They
need.
really they really explored the human condition in this game.
They did.
Yeah.
You can run up walls and you can jump super high and you can use superpowers with reckless abandon in a giant city and or other areas.
Are you just reading from the back of the box now?
No, I'm reading from what I wrote.
You can use superpowers and jump real high with reckless abandon.
If this sounds like prototype, it's basically the same concept, except the writing is nowhere near as terrible because Hulk doesn't talk. Yeah, this was the iteration of Hulk where he just roared and stuff. He didn't actually say anything. There is actually a roar. There's like a dedicated roar button.
Does it do anything, or just make you
No,
feel good?
he just yells like super angry. He's like rah. Actually, it's really weird. He sounds like a cross between like Donkey Kong and Bowser from Super Smash Brothers, like Melee.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. That would be
It's
a weird in between.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a primate with like weird reverberation.
Reverb
Yeah,
effects.
I don't know.
Like a primate with a foot pedal. It's a guitar joke.
It's made by the same people who went on to create Prototype, and as such, the game is crazy fun but also crazy immature.
Makes sense. What company was it?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie, I hated Prototype. Like the story.
I don't know. I haven't played it, but I
The
heard it's more about running around and using powers.
Yeah, okay. So in Prototype, your guy is like, "Oh, I have to stop the bad guy government people who are all evil and they want to kill people for some reason."
Hmm.
Like all the scientists are just all like, "Yeah, and then we're gonna release this strain of virus and see what happens. Ha ha ha! Everyone's gonna die." Like that's literally what.
Like their motive is like
This could be literal dialogue.
their motive is like, all right. So we're writing like a mad scientist. I got it. He wants to prove his genius. No, no, no. He just wants to kill people. Yeah, yeah. Just wants to kill people. That's a great idea.
Like all the cops, all the scientists are just sadistic, and then your guy is also kind of sadistic too. And then like
Gritty
he has a
realism.
sister who's like, "Yeah, good job killing everyone." And then like the second game, there's a different protagonist. He's like, "I don't agree with him killing people anymore." There, he crossed the line, I think.
I'm ambiguous enough that you don't have to listen to me, but I'm kind of like a conscience, but like,
Like, no, she's not a conscience. She just shows up whenever.
hey, is this guy dead? Because I don't know how I feel about that.
Anyway, the story of Ultimate Destruction is something about Bruce Banner trying to become not the Hulk.
Naturally.
He enlists Doc Samson to help, and they figure out how to hypnotize the Hulk so that his ultimate destructing is a bit more focused.
Oh,
There's some about Hulk busters and some guy who becomes the Abomination and General Ross's mustache.
not every good Hulk
Yeah,
story has General Ross's mustache.
that is the cornerstone of a good Hulk story.
Yeah. Hulk gray, Hulk blue, Hulk red, they all, in my opinion, needed more mustache.
Yeah, Devil Hulk, which is I guess in this game.
Go on.
Devil Hulk. He looks like a T Rex, kind of.
That's great.
It was written by Paul Jenkins, who wrote a bunch of other Hulk stories, but honestly, this is a video game Hulk story. It takes a backseat to all the ultimate destruction going on, and it's a Hulk story. So let's be honest, there's like two Hulk stories you can do.
I'm Bruce Banner, but I don't want to be. I'm the Hulk, but I don't want to be.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the TV show? Because the voice actor who did the Bruce Banner in the Bruce Banner, the voice actor who did Bruce Banner in this is in the show was Bruce Banner in the game too. But I don't blame you if you haven't seen the show. It got canceled.
Which show? Like
The Incredible Hulk. It's like a
the
'90s
old one?
cartoon. No,
Oh, no, I haven't seen the 90s cartoon. Oh my goodness, I need to.
you need to.
Dude,
It's like
90s cartoons.
you can literal. I'm not gonna say literal anymore.
Yeah, you better watch that.
Okay. But you could tell they ran out of ideas. They're like, Hulk goes here, he smashes something. Hulk goes here, he smashes something. Hulk goes here, does he smash? Yeah, he does. And then after a while, they're like, guys, we're running out of things and people to smash. And then She Hulk comes in, and then it's just all about her.
Yep. Yep.
Actually, I think that's how all Hulk stories should go. New Hulk is introduced because you can't really do too much with old Hulk. Like you can, but it's kind of been trodden.
It's well trodden ground. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's like Angry Hulk, who's not the Hulk. There's like Kid Hulk. There's fan service Hulk. Yeah, you got.
Pretty much got it all.
Anyway, while the game is crazy mindless fun, it does have a few problems. It plays like an early prototype of prototype, so some things just don't feel right. Hulk runs around kind of slippery, so it's like this weird bowling ball is going down the street and kind of curves when you don't know when it will. You ever get that? Like when
Like
you're
when you're
bowling?
bowling. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
It's
then
like
suddenly
going
you're like,
straight
oh,
on and then suddenly it just goes left or whatever for some reason.
psych.
That's what it feels like. The game is also one of those games that just likes to throw more at you instead of something different. And also, the lock on system can be frustrating because you get swarmed by like 3 helicopters, 4 missile launchers, and a couple tanks. And it's just hard to manage all that while throwing and smashing. And sometimes things will run away from you, which, as the Hulk, you can only throw things or you can punch things. And that's about it.
They're running. What do you do? Ah, I can't punch. Ah, I need to throw.
It's just a Hulk flowchart.
Is
Just
it close?
punch.
Punch
Did it
it.
work? Yes. No, it's like punch again. Did it work? No, it's just throw. Did it work?
Punch and throw. Roar.
Still, if you want a game where you can just smash things and cause ultimate destruction as a huge dude, the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction could be the ultimate distraction.
Oh.
I liked that. It's the only reason I played this game this week. Goodbye, everybody.
I have the pun. I'm done.
It
Drop the
gets
mic.
5 out of 6
Throw
thumbs up.
deuces. Laser show. It gets what? Five
It
out of
gets 5 out of
six?
6 thumbs up.
Good. This week in entertainment in my circle, my corner circle, I decided since we talked last time about Full Metal Alchemist, I decided to watch it, both series.
Yes!
Yes, so we can finally talk about that
Yeah!
a little bit. I want to look at theming
Theming.
because I think this show's strength and I assume the manga's strength lies in theming. This entire idea of to give something, you have to give something up. To get something, you have to give something up. This idea really, really shined through. Everything is sort of bittersweet, like you said, but
Yeah.
like you'll see something really cool and you're like,
You
that's
can't see it, but
awesome.
I'm like shaking giddy over here. I love that show.
So you see something and you're like, that's awesome. Um, but then like later on you get to know the characters a bit and you're like, oh, you're kind of a terrible person that can do awesome things. Or like,
Yeah, everyone
oh,
is
you're a
awesome.
sad person.
Mm-hmm.
They all have like, and then I think this is where the shows began to diverge. Um, and Full Metal
Oh wait, you
Alchemist,
watched
I
both?
I watched both.
Oh.
I I had some time. So in
Good
Full Metal,
time.
some good times. That's right. With Ben and Jerry, my two friends who are ice cream tub.
Guys, we are single. Anything can happen.
Why, hello there, Americone Dream. Didn't see you there, Cherry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia?
Isn't that the name of one?
I don't know.
I think so.
I get the cheap stuff.
Ah. Anyway,
Yeah, going back.
so I decided to watch them both, and I think their theming begins to differ. I felt like Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, but Alchemist took this bittersweet thing, this law of equivalency, and wanted to really explore that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in that sort of second half where it diverged,
Yeah.
which was cool, but I think the way they explored it, they didn't balance it with any of the wants or the needs of the characters, and I think that backfired on them.
Yeah, I
Like the
think.
whole a character's like self-destructive tendencies because they're trying to gain something that's way beyond them hurts them. That was cool to see. But
Mm-hmm.
then like the good guys, their willingness to stick at it and to stay strong that destroys them. Like that was kind of a weird I don't know, it began to work against them slowly but surely. I felt like it hurt their characterization actually to see Elroy jump in to do something and then be like, but wait, like wasn't he really depressed? But now he's sticking with it, but now he's
You
sacrificing, but
mean
now he's not. Elric. Oh,
oh,
shoot.
Elric, they're both Elric.
Yeah, yeah.
Both the
Oh
brothers.
man. Oh
I thought you
man.
were
There's
talking about
Alphonse and
Roy, like Roy Mustang. And it's like Elroy. And it's like, what?
Elroy. Elroy. That's in the I watched the Spanish dub. So oh shoot, what is his name? There's Alphonse and Edward.
Yep.
To see Edward jump into these situations, where it was really hard to believe, like that he was still sticking with it for the same reasons, like his motive began to sort of like wafer, I felt like, partway
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. I
And
had
that
that
really
problem.
began to undermine it from a characterization standpoint.
Hmm.
I'm not, you don't have to be a static character. You can be dynamic, you can change, but I just felt like he was doing the same thing, but for a different reason, but that didn't play out clearly enough.
Yeah,
It didn't really make a big difference.
that was one of my problems because like halfway through the first series, he gets super depressed for 3 episodes, and that was mainly just to keep him out of the action for a while.
Hmm.
And then he comes back and he hasn't learned anything. He's still doing whatever it was he was before, and
Yeah, and
it
like
seems
he
so
had
weird.
slightly different. His motive was slightly different. He's like, no, like there's got to be another way. There's not another way. Well, yeah. So his motive kind of changed partway through. It changed from like finding it to destroying it to finding another way, kind of in ambiguous ground in between. And I felt like for such a strong-willed character to have such a lack of clear direction was kind of undermining.
Yeah,
Um, and especially since he was essentially acting the same, but his motives were supposed to be different. That's what really got me. It just seemed to work against it. And then the ending, spoilers for those who haven't seen it. I remember texting you. I think I was texted you that part. I
yeah.
was like, BRB, Edward's dead. No, no, it's cool. He's all right. BRB, Edward's dead again.
Yep.
No, it's cool. He's all right. BRB, Edward's in 1930s London.
BRB Zeppelins.
I'm sorry, Alphonse is what? Like, oh, I don't know.
I lost it at the Zeppelins because like that for me was like the moment where I was like, I'm done.
Yeah?
Like
The Zeppelins?
my suspension of disbelief or whatever it's
Yeah.
called,
Willed suspension of disbelief.
it was broken at that point because throughout the series they have like cars, they have the ability to know the exact chemical compounds of what's in the human body. They know how to do all this amazing stuff. And then suddenly Zeppelins appear, and he's like, "Whoa, the science is really weird in this place." And I was just like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah, wait a minute. He knows the gases and stuff. He made ammonia. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And no one
I also
bothered to invent a balloon. Like, okay.
we have alchemy. Balloon, forget it. Oh
That
my
is
god.
too advanced.
This place is weird. That whole and then like the whole portal seemed more like a explanation than anything. This is where we get the power to do our things. Oh, so alchemy is using the souls of dead people from another world. And then we
Yeah.
die, and what happens? Nothing. Wait, what?
It kind of seemed like a pointless
Yeah,
explanation.
it really
Like,
did. And that's the truth. Um,
mm.
I don't know. That was weird. I
Moving on
liked
to
I
Brotherhood.
was
Oh,
gonna
wait,
say,
are you going to say
just to
something?
finish it, I liked the last episode how you saw everybody and you were like, wow, nothing's really changed. Wrath is off in a corner, but he's got automail now and he's crying. Um, not Wrath, Pride. I forgot they
Pride?
mixed them all up.
Yeah,
The
they
little
did.
kid.
I can't
Yeah.
remember. Actually,
He's
I think he
off in a
was
corner.
Wrath. I think
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
Wrath,
Wrath.
and then
He was. Yeah, you're right.
the
In
other one was
Brotherhood,
Pride. The
the Führer's Pride.
I can't remember.
Exactly. yeah, you're right. So like Wrath is off in a corner, like crying, and you're like, wow, nothing's changed. And like they're going back, trying to find each other, and you're like, wow, nothing's changed. Oh, Hoheim of Light is doing whatever, nothing's changed. Also,
Hmm.
he's not dead, but found his way to this world. But what? Um,
Something about
so, but I
nukes. I
liked
don't know.
what I liked about that ending is it started to like feed back to the main theme of like to get something, you have to give something up.
Yep.
And like it began to feed into some of these ideas of like equivalent exchange, that everything is balanced and that like people don't learn, as depressing as that is, sort of kept that balance to the equation, sort of made everything, even though it was bittersweet, feel like it was playing out the same way it should have. So
Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Well, now let's go on to Brotherhood, the one that was better. How'd you like that one? You're on.
Brotherhood.
I'm not trying to bias your opinion at all, but you
No,
better say you loved it.
I really did love it. It's
Okay,
so great.
good.
Um, I
We can
did
still be brothers slash friends.
I really liked the choices they made on how to speed up the first part,
Yeah.
because it was a lot of, the story, let's get through it, but they did it in such a way that they could still touch on the main themes, still keep that through line, and not make it feel like you were missing huge stuff.
Oh man, like the it's raining scene, the one at the funeral for
Oh,
that
yeah,
like that was amazing.
that was absolutely incredible how they did that.
Yeah.
They just did so much in general about they made real smart choices. Like they made reference to, yeah, they said he stopped so and so in this town. They showed alchemy by introducing this new character who was also like, do you know who you work for, at the very beginning, which was cool.
Hmm.
um it was a bunch of real smart choices on the writer's part, and I appreciate that. The way the plot plays out, a lot more intrigue, right?
Yeah.
A lot more like,
It's a lot more of a like the first series had a bunch of it's a mystery kind of thing.
mhm.
This one was more there's a mystery, but we are also trying to do this, and
I
then it
felt
just all comes to a boil.
I felt like it was more of a spy feel to the second one,
Yeah.
where you were like uprooting these people and finding out who they are. And the first one was like this big mystery that had a really bad like unravel at the very end.
It was a Stephen King.
Yeah, it was a Stephen King, but this
It
one
was a Stephen King. That's a thing now.
I
It's
felt
not a
like
Stephen King story. It's a Stephen King.
it's a Stephen King. Like it has a lot of setup, but it doesn't go anywhere. It just disappoints you very suddenly, and it's a clown that melts in the drain. What? Um,
I'm fine with that. Whatever.
so yeah, I felt like the second one was more of a like a spy tale. You were uprooting some of these people and trying to counteract their plan and doing what felt like counterintelligence, counter-military thing, which actually I thought helped some of the theming, because it kept that military, that whole tension that he's working for the military but doesn't want to, but has to. Like you
Hmm.
have to give something up in order to gain something. It played that tension out very differently, because suddenly it's not just a monolithic look at he has to give something up, but that unravels into sort of subsections. The northern wall of Briggs, first
Yeah,
of all, was awesome.
that is Ella Briggs.
Secondly, the whole like, oh, there's going to be a big event, there's going to be a slaughter here, and you're like, oh, there's new management, and then they just destroy that army that comes against them. It was
Yes.
like, wait, that's kind of cool. That's kind of clever. They're not just working in one country. Like they're playing
Yeah.
around. Troy Baker as Greed.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the highlights. I heard the voice and I was like, could it be? And I looked it up.
What did you think of the homunculi in this one, in general, like compared to the other one?
The other one was
Did you catch some of
interesting.
it?
Catch
Like,
some of it.
did you? Okay, what did you notice? Just tell me what you thought. What did you notice about it?
I felt like the homunculi in the other one, I don't. They felt kind of shallow. They're like, we want this, but we can't use alchemy. but we're just kind of bad dudes and we're okay with that. But we really want to be people, but we're just bad dudes. This
Yeah.
one was really interesting, the way their dynamics played out. I felt like in some ways they were shallower because they didn't have like this sub goal to what they were doing.
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah.
Um, but in other ways, I felt like that really helped them take a look at each of them. Like Wrath was, he had a lot of self-control that he always balanced these two sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he had a ton of self-control, but then he'd just get like ticked. Um,
Right.
so you saw it. He was like super vicious and stern and everything, but it was always like this biting the lip, keep it bottled up, which was a cool way to look at Wrath.
Yeah.
Um, Lust was thinking a lot of herself and sort of almost went rogue, and there were some problems there with that. And I thought that was an interesting look at that. Gluttony's whole like feeling bad and like always wanting to. No, that was the first one where he ended up feeling bad and then he separated his brain or something. That was weird. They never
Right.
explained that.
Yeah. I don't know what that was
Um,
about.
and no, your mind is a thing, as well as your soul, and alchemy in England. Right home. Um, oh, gluttony as like wanting to chase people down and eat more, but then feeling he felt bad, like when he was like, "No, I have to eat you. I will eat you," and then just going into this thing that was like hollow on the inside and had no
Oh, that
substance.
thing it was nightmares.
That thing was so cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And Pride, like Pride the kid.
oh my gosh, what I liked about Pride was the fact that he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like really young, but then at the same time he had like this uncontrollable power.
Like
Looked like the
unstoppable,
same. It
basically.
was in the shadows, so it became really strong where there was light, which was kind of a cool little like pastiche or like theme of Pride. Like there was something light, something good that from the shadows of it, sort of another distorted version of it was Pride.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really young and defenseless, but then in the right circumstances, he was the strongest.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. The one I was a little disappointed in was Greed was cool. Got a new body and kind of did the same thing, which I thought was still pretty cool.
I think Greed was better
Envy,
in this one. Envy?
yeah. Envy was the one that, I mean, was this huge monster made of people
Mm-hmm.
and could change, and so that like changing thing was kind of cool.
She stole all their forms and stuff. That
Yeah,
so it coincided with the whole envy thing.
yeah,
Because she didn't just like kill them and take their form. She like stole their very essence.
yeah. But my only problem with that is when she became the giant monster thing. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this about? Like Envy as a parasite, I thought was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that's kind of clever how it steals people and how it's like a little parasite. But like
Mm-hmm.
Envy as this giant monster made of like souls that were popping out of each other alien style.
Yeah.
I didn't get what they were going for there.
I think it
So
was just like another gluttony thing where they needed a giant grotesque looking monster.
it just sounded like a second form to me. Like this isn't even my second form. You know?
Oh, envy.
And oh,
Envy
a
is
second,
going
I'll have to
Mach
fight
2
again.
super homoculi.
I liked how they used alchemy in this place and compared it to the places around them.
Yeah, I thought that
That
was cool.
that was really cool. That was an interesting thing to explore because it didn't explain the alchemy, like take the magic out of it,
Hmm.
but sort of fed into that bigger plot.
Like
That
there are different ways of doing this. Like
yeah,
it's still a science, but like is the place that was supposed to be Chinese or whatever.
Jing, yeah,
Yeah, like they invented gunpowder, but they had like different uses. Like China had invented gunpowder, but did things differently,
yeah.
and it was kind of like a cool parallel.
It was a cool parallel, and I thought it offered some. I don't know. I thought like it made that whole plot of like they're digging tunnels like really cool. Also, Sloth
Uh huh.
was incredible.
He's great.
What a pain. Oh, what a pain. I was like, oh, cool. He's just like invincible, but doesn't want to use it. And then suddenly he and Armstrong's are going at it. And I was like, this.
Yeah, Sloth's super ironic power of being super fast and powerful.
That it made it unexpected, but it also like the fact that he had such potential and didn't use it. I felt like
Yes. Yeah, that
was the little thing,
I
but
love those brilliant, like, everyone in the show dies ironically. I
yeah.
love it.
So I liked that. I liked the military feel. I thought the unit, like Roy's unit, was a lot cooler in this one. They had more characterization for sure.
They had that one episode that just follows the unit.
But that wasn't in Brotherhood. That
It
was in the
wasn't?
no, that was in the original.
I like that episode.
I loved that
I don't
episode.
care what one it is, and it's one of
But
my favorites.
that was in like the first half of the original, and they cut that one. And then the in Brotherhood, I felt like the unit was really cool because you got a bit more of their backstory, but you also got to see them work as a unit again.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. So,
So how many thumbs each one?
all right, Full Metal Alchemist. I'm going to say like I'm going to give it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it 4 stars, and then you get to like the last 5 episodes, and I'm going to give it like 2 stars.
4 thumbs out of 5 until the end. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
The
So
fifth thumb
yeah,
is down.
yeah,
Okay.
because like it's like really really good. It's like Lost syndrome, where Lost had a ton of potential to be really cool, and then it ended, and you were like, that doesn't do anything. And then you looked at everything else, and you're like, that was kind of a waste.
Yeah.
You didn't bring any of this back. So
And what about Full Metal Alchemist
I'm gonna give
Brotherhood?
it straight up 4 thumbs up.
Four
Um,
4 thumbs out of 4 thumbs.
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 4 thumbs.
3 out of 4 thumbs. That's the worse than the other one.
No,
Maybe kind of.
no, because the other one was good until the end, and then it was terrible.
That was 4 thumbs out. Okay, whatever.
It was
We'll
four
see.
thumbs up, and then at the end it was 3 thumbs down.
Okay.
So So this one, 3 out of 4 thumbs, 4 out of 5 thumbs. Um, I liked it. I would. It wasn't. It's really close. Maybe 4.5 out of 5 thumbs. Now that I think about it, because it was
Four and a
really,
half out
really
of five
close.
thumbs.
Yeah, four and a
Okay,
half out of 5 thumbs. Final offer.
good. I
This
I'll agree with that.
Well, I'm afraid the sooty air of Central doesn't agree with me. Farewell to you, comrades. I'll see you on the other side. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Captain Buccaneer!
Good day, evening, or what have you. This is the news. I'm Carl Weatherbottom.
and I'm Jericho Newsman.
Starting off today, we have a special report on the field with Carl Weatherbottom. Carl, thank you, Carl. Oregon. In Oregon, here, a bunch of cows have suddenly turned brown. Locals are now wondering, how now, brown cow? Back to you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. Jericho.
This just in. I've been handed a bulletin. Carl?
That is that is something. I wasn't expecting. Okay. New Russian space program designed to get geckos into space to see how they have sex. In other news, vodka is still a thing. Jericho.
I'm reading this bulletin, and yes, I can confirm it has words on it, Carl.
Oh, we're getting a special report in from the cow crisis, going back to Carl Weatherbottom. Carl, thank you, Carl. Crisis at the cow situation has now boomed. Some of the cows have launched into the orbit. Cats are playing jaunty tunes on the violin. A midget dog is laughing. An animate plate is fleeing with silverware. It is the end of the world here, Carl. Back to you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. Jericho.
An update on the bulletin. I'm being told by a voice in my ear to read this piece of paper. Carl?
Thank you, Jericho. Skateboard cop reaches out to children to achieve goals and stop crime. In the third movie, he gets a jetpack. Back to you, Jericho.
Thank you, Carl. Uh, yes. Yes, I can confirm that the paper says we're overtime, either that or something about Syria. Back to you, Carl.
Oh, we're getting report back in. Back to Carl Weatherbottom on the field. Carl, thank you, Carl. As things have calmed down here. It was getting a little dicey there for a situation, but the end of the world has been halted by a bovine deity. Says the locals, holy cow. Back to you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. And that has been all the news that we've had. Once again, I am Carl Weatherbottom,
I'm Jericho Newsman.
and we urge you to,
Sleep tonight,
yes,
if you can.
there's
More
some
on that
crazy
at
stuff
12.
out there. Yeah. What'd you say?
More of that at 12.
We gotta do this again?
They never let me leave, Carl. I have a little mattress underneath this desk, and I'd be lying if I said I wish I could see my family again.
Jericho, I think the world has ended, and we are in hell. Good night, everyone.
Just like Lost.
All right, so that was the
Wow.
news. Wow.
A lot of cow happenings this week.
Yeah.
And what about that bulletin? Wow.
So, what do you have planned for me for next week? You did the Wild West challenge. What challenge do you have for me?
Now, we are both guys and super bros, but I think it's only fair that the famous women of history get a little spot on our show. So your theme that has to be somehow worked in there for next week is famous women of history.
Famous women of history.
Yeah,
Famous women of his. Okay.
they exist.
They do?
exist. They do. And
Next, you'll be telling me that they can vote.
next you'll be telling me that it's not 1756 anymore.
Okay, famous women of history. That is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I really, that's one I would have no clue what to do with.
Spoiler alert, you're going to be playing Cleopatra.
Why, hey there, Julius. Caesar.
Okay, scratch that. I don't want to do that anymore.
We worship cats here. Wow.
We're done. We're done. That's the show.
All right, you can look us up on Facebook and Twitter at Super Bros Super Show, right?
Yeah.
All one word?
Yes, all one word. Super Bros Super Show or at Super Bros Super Show on Twitter. Drop us a line.
For those of you who are asking, we are looking at a way to get this set up as an actual podcast and not just as a YouTube video.
We still have the YouTube up and going right now, so you can leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. We're not going to force you. It'd be nice, but we're not going to force you.
I mean, we'll guilt you.
I know you're all busy. I know
No,
you're
it's
all
fine.
super busy.
Yeah,
Too
I mean,
busy
I probably
to click a button,
probably
talk to
wouldn't.
us, give your mom a call.
When was the last time you talked to her, anyway?
Well, maybe.
Saturday.
Yeah, me too.
We have the same mom.
All right, everybody. Goodbye once again.
We won't see you.
But you'll hear us. We almost messed that up. Leave it in. So, what did you do this week? Or what did you do? Jeez, let me get this right.
What?
How about you just introduce it?
Hey, what did I do this week? I'm glad you asked. That's a terrible intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.